this in. What's up? What's up? What's up? I'm trying to type this in so that we have less problems. You understand? Uh-oh. Hold on. I got some stuff to talk to y'all about. I want to talk to y'all about a couple, 2, 3 things. I have not done a live in a long time. God damn, it's doing autocorrect. I'm trying to type something and the damn thing is telling me what I want to say. Now I'm telling you what I want to say, ho. Shit. Here we go. Here we go. It's coming together here. I'm trying to type something in. I think I learned that little trick. So, okay, here we go. Big up, big up. Big up, big up. Come true. This is a little beanie man. A little beanie man for your Tuesday, ho. Beanie man is the shit. I don't care what nobody says. He really is the shit. When it comes to dance hall, he's the shit. He's the shit for real. Who's? I love y'all back, butterfly gold and song. I don't understand what he's talking about. He could be calling me all kind of bitches and hoes. But I tell you one thing, the beat. Isn't that terrible? And that's pretty much where we're at right now, huh? Big up! Big up to my Rastafari's. Somebody said all I see is hips moving. Exactly. Gang, gang. That Jamaican shit is some nasty stuff. Listen, you better be on the pill, ho. I don't care if you're a devout lesbian. You had better be on the pill if you want to go to one of these windy wines. Okay, you get your windy wine. You fool around and come out that thing with morning sickness. That's real shit. There's a whole lot of lesbians that look like men who are pregnant because they went to one dance hall. One. They went to Jamaica with their whole girl. Talking about, oh yeah, I'm gonna go out here and have fun. Came back, throwing up in the morning, asking for bologna sandwiches with pieces of pickles and peanut butter in it and shit. Huh? So they get up in there. I'm telling you, they get up in there. Somehow that sperm gets up in there real good. Should be in your back, ho. I'm trying to help you. I don't care how much of a lesbian you think you are. You fool around in it. And then they be bending backwards and shit. Oh, bitch, you ain't never seen no dick dude like that. You ain't never seen nothing like that. You don't even know what they got going on. All that jerk chicken and curry goat and fucking and weed they be smoking. The penises do weird shit. And then they be, somehow it gets in through the panties, up into the fallopian. You understand me? It's something very, very different. I'm just trying to help you. You know, I don't mean to offend you. Or your lesbianism, I'm just trying to help you, okay? Because I don't want you to go back to your girlfriend, go back home to your girlfriend or to your wife or whatever, and then you got to try to explain, what happened. You probably didn't even really cheat on her. You know what I'm saying? You probably just danced with one of them Jamaican people during the dance hall session, and you thought you were showing him something. You know what I mean? You thought you was doing it because you was a lesbian, so you up there, yeah, you doing all that kind of shit. You didn't know that his penis had wrapped up behind you. Huh? The penis had kept, you was behind him, but the penis somehow got and wrapped behind the side of your thigh, up through the backside, up into your cootie, ho. You didn't even know that. You didn't technically cheat on your wife, but the bitch got cheated on, and now you're pregnant. And I'm just forewarning you. I'm forewarning you, okay? Because I've been around the world and and I know whose dicks can do what. Not because it happened to me personally, but I've heard stories. I do my research, okay? So all you lesbians out there, you better watch it, okay? Because you don't want to have to go home to your wife and tell her that you done accidentally got pregnant by some big up bumblecloth, anti-bumblecloth or whatever they call it. You know, you don't want to do that. It'll mess up your relationship. Same thing with salsa. This is not what I'm here to talk to you about. I'm here to talk to you about something else. But the same thing with salsa, okay? You get up in there and you start doing that, oh shit. I'm drawing a blank right now. What's that, da, 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 da. What's it called? Da, da. It's not really salsa, it's something else. It's, shit. I can't think of it, but you know what I'm talking about. When they get up on you and that music comes, it's not salsa. It's what is it called, people? Bachata. That's it. That bachata shit. As soon as that bachata shit comes on, I gotta go to the bathroom. I do not like to dance bachata because I feel something up in my ovaries after I'm done, and it's inappropriate because I'm in a relationship. And that bachata shit. It's fingers up in your twat. You don't even know what's going on. Girl, there's so much shit that happened to you. You have been molested on dance floor in front of a whole bunch of people. You didn't even know you was in a porno. You was in a porno, you didn't even know it. Bitch, you up there, these people that got all up in your shit. I done had my lymph nodes tickled and shit fucking around with the bachata. They up all in your underarms and shit. They're digging all in your shit. Oh, bitch, I ain't got time for that. I have a mother and a father. I don't have time for that shit. It's disrespectful. It's naughty. Okay? It's naughty. That's how these people getting that OnlyFans and all that kind of shit, that bachata shit. That shit ain't no fucking joke. That is not for children. You up there, I'm telling you, I don't dance bachata. I'm very good at it. I don't do it no more. Because I'm in a relationship and I find it to be disrespectful. I do not want somebody tickling all up in my shit. I got to go into the bathroom. I'm trying to figure out why my underwear is wet. I didn't even do nothing. I was on the dance floor. I don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have on a full pad. Fuck that panty liner shit. You gotta have on a full pad. I'm going so far left. This is not what I wanted to talk about. You gotta have on a panty liner when you get on the dance floor dancing that bachata shit. You understand me? Because you do not want to go home to your significant other and your drawers, you got to wring them bitches out. You hear me what I'm trying to tell you? You over there taking your drawers off, you gotta do like this. Before you get into the house so you don't get in trouble. I don't do it. I don't bachata, okay? I don't bachata with people because it's a nasty dance. I don't do it with women, and I don't do it with men. I do not bachata. And I don't do it with dogs either, bitch, because I don't do no bachata with anybody because it's a nasty dance. I also don't do any more reggae with people. I've already talked about that. This right here will have you in trouble. Here you go. All that shit, it's not, you need to learn what music, you need to learn the music of being in a relationship and single music. Because there's a difference. There's music for people who are single, and there's music for people who are in relationships. If you are in a relationship, some of this shit you ain't got no business doing. Because it's nasty, it's not of God, and it has nothing to do with being in a relationship. This stuff will have you in a full-blown divorce before you got married, ho. I'm trying to help you all over the world, okay? Everybody all over the world listens to Jamaican music. Everybody all over the world listens to salsa music. I'm telling you, there is single music and there's couple music. Somebody said, Auntie, is this relationship music? No, ho, it's not. But you see that I am in the office by myself. I'm here by myself. I'm not in here with a whole bunch of people. I would never play this shit with company in my house, okay? I play this only when Danny is in the house, okay? I don't even know what they're saying. But for some reason, whatever it is, see, this is what I'll be trying to tell you about vibrations and shit and words you use. I don't even know what they're saying, but whatever it is makes me want to do it. Vibration. This nigga could be talking about taking out the trash. And I'm trying to pull my pants down. You hear me what I'm telling you? He ain't no telling what he talking about. He talking about changing the carburetor in the Chevrolet. Let me change the carburetor in the Chevrolet. Let me change the car. Ain't no telling what he's talking about. But I'm trying to get naked with the nearest human being. What's going on? What? Me change the alternator, change the carburetor. Me change the oil. Me change the oil. This is what's going on. Okay? So anyways, let's get off this thing here. I really actually have something to say to you. And see, I had put on that music because I was trying. Somebody said it's too early. I had put on that music because I was trying to do different shit. You know what I'm saying? And so now I done went off into a tangent for 15 minutes, and I really did come on here to talk to you about very serious things. I really have very serious things to talk to you about. What he said? Roof right over our head. I barely know what he talking about. I don't know what Bob be talking about. All I know is that it makes you want to get high. And I don't even smoke weed. But this shit makes you consider it. Okay, anyways. Okay, I got something to talk to you about. Okay, you ready? Okay, so very quickly, I know I haven't been on lives a while because I've been working on my app. Please download my app. Subscribe to the meditation section. When you go to the meditation section, you can subscribe. It's $4.99 a month to do the meditation. You get the link. Those who are on my meditation this week got a very, very wonderful gift. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but a very, very wonderful gift. And if you go and download my app and subscribe, you will then have access to that video of this last week, and then you'll get the gift as well. So anyways, that's that. The name of the app is, you can either research Meghan McGlover, or look, somebody said, yes, we did. I know. Did you order? Because I sent you the link on an email. You guys should have been able to order through my Amazon link. Just go on there and order it. So anyways, we had a really, really good time. I'm really excited about that. So the name of my app is McGloverable, or you can research my name, Meghan McGlover, and you can get it that way. So McGloverable or Meghan McGlover, and get it that way. Now, I want to talk to you about a couple, 2, 3 things. I ain't gonna be on here long. Okay. Now, oh, she said you ordered. Oh, good. Yeah, I had to order myself a new set too because we're running low over here. So, because you know it's 2 people, so I had to order another set. So, anyways, I want to tell you something because I want you guys to know that I'm serious about what I be talking about. Okay. So I called the alderman of my ward. Okay. Oh, thank you so much, Empress. I appreciate that. So I called the alderman. The alderman of this ward, her name is Leslie. Leslie Hare or something. Her name is Hairston. Leslie Hairston. And so I called her. I went to her office, and of course they were closed. But their office hours says they're open, but the door was locked. But whatever, maybe it's by appointment only. I don't know. So anyway, so I called. I spoke to one lady, very nice, seemed to be seniored black lady, and then she took all my information or whatever and listened to my complaints or whatever, and then she said I need to talk to somebody else. So she gave me their extension. I called back. I left a message. That lady was nice enough to call me back. Her name was Miss Ross. Very, very nice lady. And so I spoke with her for probably about 20-something minutes yesterday evening. And the questions that I proposed to her, I'm going to tell you because a lot of times people ask me, well, what are you doing about it? What are you going to do about it? And I tell you to go to your local government. So I just want to tell you what experience I had with my own local government. Okay, so this is very, very grassroots. The alderman is the closest person to you in your community, if you don't know. The alderman, you need to find out who your alderman is in your community, because the alderman is the closest person to your vote. Okay, so I went to, I talked to this lady over the phone. these were my questions, and I'm going to tell you what her answers were. Okay, so these are my questions, and then I'm going to tell you what her answers were. My first question was, this is personal, but who gives a shit? I have a tree in my front yard, but it's technically on city property. You know, you have your yard, then you have the sidewalk, and then you have like a little patch of grass, and they may have trees or whatever. But this tree is growing over onto my ceiling, onto my roof. And the squirrels in Chicago are clearly gang members of the squirrel community. I don't know. I'm sure they're repping SQ. Squirrels run the block in Chicago, okay? They climb up the goddamn tree, they climb up the damn tree, and then they jump onto your roof and start chewing it up and making cages and little communities and bringing their homeboys over there and drinking. I've seen beer cans on top of my roof. I've seen all kind of nuts with little sprinkles of cocaine on it. I've seen all kind of shit. They having full-blown parties on top of my shit, and I need to cut down these trees. I'm all for Mother Nature, but Mother Nature has now become a bridge over troubled waters. And these Negroes is coming over here, and I'm calling them Negroes because they're dark skinned. These are not white squirrels. These are not tan colored squirrels. These are black squirrels, gray squirrels, brown squirrels coming over here on top of my shit, having full-blown parties and shit. Where is the quarantine for the squirrels is my question. Where is the goddamn COVID for the squirrels? I can't have no party at my house, but you can come bring your black ass over on top of my roof and have a whole party so you and your homeboys can come over here. You don't pay rent. You don't pay a door fee. You don't pay for the bar. You don't pay for shit. And you don't bring your furry ass over here to my fucking shit for free and have a whole party, but I can't go to the salsa club. There's so much. That's animalism in my personal opinion. It sounds like animalism. It sounds like animals are able to have rights that I'm not able to have. And I find it to be a bunch of bullshit, and you're not going to use my house as a clubhouse or a place for you to have a slumber party or whatever the hell it is. I'm going to start making masks for squirrels because clearly y'all are spreading the coronavirus back and forth to each other. And I need to, it's all right. It's all right. If anybody on here got a mask business, DM me so we can start making some masks for animals because clearly they are able to do things that we're not able to do. And I want to know why. Okay? Somebody said they're about to get fired at their job. Don't get fired, okay? Please don't get fired because that $1,400 stimulus check is not going to be enough. You understand? No, there's somebody says social distancing. They are not social distancing. They are not social distancing at all. I can guarantee you because when I wake up in the morning, I hear, that's not from just one squirrel hole. It's a whole community of squirrels. Up there, walking around, dancing and shit, cracking nuts and eating whatever shit they done carried up the tree and cornbread and pieces of chicken and whatever the hell else it is. And so anyway, so I talked to her about that. When we moved into this particular home in April of last year, I immediately called 311 to ask them to come and get these trees cut down. So I have been on their list for almost a year. I have been calling every month, every month sometimes, and then every other month sometimes to ask what's going on with the trees getting cut. And so I asked this lady. She told me that there is a pandemic on the tree trimming. Those were her exact words. I wrote them down. There's a pandemic on the tree cutting or tree trimming. She said they may be able to call a blitz and she'll see if they can put my address into the blitz. That's what she said. And so I said, okay, well, thank you so much. And then she told me, about the signs they'll put on the trees and to ask the neighbors not to park there while they come during the sign, because if there's cars parked there, then they won't trim the trees, so forth and so on. Now, of course, if you know me well, you know that I've already called some other people and have made some arrangements because I don't have time for going on over my head. Because I don't know what vibration they're sending out. I don't trust these squirrels. We have not had a conference. We have not had a meeting. I don't know what vibration or frequency or whatever they're on. And I don't need nothing over my head talking about, I don't need that shit. Okay? So you got to go. Okay? Nothing personal. I love Mother Nature. I love animals. Y'all know I have Bella and Badu. I love animals, but I am in charge, okay? Adam and Eve was made first, and then they made the animals, and then they named the animals, so forth and so on. You ain't finna sit up here and tell me that you more important to the universe than I am. You kiss my ass, and I don't give a damn if you were a reincarnation of somebody else's grandmother. You're not a reincarnation of my grandmother, because my grandmother ain't never ate bark, so we ain't going for all of that, okay? I'm not trying to hurt y'all. If y'all's ancestors, if you're Indian or whatever, and you think that your ancestors and came back as squirrels and all that other kind of shit, I personally don't have anything to do with that. Your ancestors can't live over here, bitch. They cannot stay here. I will rat poison the shit out these niggas. The only reason why I ain't rat poison them real good is because I have Bella and Badu, and I don't want, catch 22. I don't want to cut off my nose to spite my face. I do not want to throw out the baby with the bath water. So I'm going to cut these tree limbs down, okay? And then I'm going to have to obviously do more meditation because trees give off oxygen, and so I don't want to unbreathe myself. So I'm going to have to do a little bit more of the meditation so that I can get my breath, okay? So that's fine. So the next thing that I asked the lady, I was not talking directly to the alderman. I was talking to the alderman's committee member, assistant, whatever she was, okay? Very nice lady, okay? And so I asked her about the crime. As I've already talked to you people, I told you that Chicago has gone up 283%, 283% in carjackings in 1 year. In January, we had 218 carjackings in Chicago, which is up a 283% from the last year. I asked her, I was driving down the street close to the golf course. I live right over there. And I saw a bunch of police cars and people in yellow t-shirts that said neighborhood safety, not neighborhood watch, said neighborhood safety on the t-shirts. And so I didn't want to stop because I didn't want them to give me a t-shirt and then I had to be on call for 12 hours. So I said, let me find out what it is first before I go volunteer my services. And so I asked the lady, I said, what was that? And, how can I help? Or what is it that I need to do? So forth and so on. So she said that it was Operation. She said that it was Operation Gas Pump. Operation, O-P period, gas, S-A-S, pump, P-U-M-P, Operation Gas Pump. Because so many people's cars were getting carjacked at the gas pump. I said, oh, okay. Well, I think that's great. Now, I personally don't get gas from those particular gas stations, but I'm glad that there are people there that are going to watch as you pump your gas. This is where it's gotten to, okay? Then she proceeded to tell me, because I asked about the crime, the carjackings throughout the city, and I also asked about the enormous amount of shootings that we have had. It is up, homicide is up 50%. I already said carjackings is up 283%. Homicide is up 55%. I'm sorry. Homicide is up 55%. And the University of Illinois did a article and research that said Chicago is the most corrupt city in the United States of America. It's the number one for racketeering, number one for bribery, number one for extortion. And between January 1 and December 27th. So we're not including New Year's Eve, okay? And New Year's and all this other stuff, okay? January 1 through December 27th of 2020, 4,100 shootings occurred. 4,100 different shooting events. Not 4,100 bullets. 4,100 different shooting events between January 1 and December 27th of 2020 occurred in the city of Chicago. And so I asked her about this, and she said, and she's a very nice woman, she said that this type of thing is happening everywhere, not just in Chicago. It's not a Chicago thing. She said that just last week, a 12-year-old was arrested in Washington, D.C. for carjacking 4 different cars in 4 hours. And he was arrested and he was released within 24 hours. She said that this is a community problem and that a lot of the people in the community know who are doing these carjackings. She said these children, 12, 13, 14, 15 years old, are doing these carjackings and people know what is going on. She said the same thing pertains to the violence, to the the shootings, the gang violence, so forth and so on. People in the community know what's going on, and they are not telling on their grandchildren or their children or so forth and so on. And so they are just wreaking havoc. I'm talking, if you're just now coming onto my live, I'm talking to you about when I called the alderman and what happened when I spoke with her. The next thing I asked her was, I said, you guys at the alderman office are much closer to Mayor Lightfoot than I ever am or ever want to be. I didn't say that part. But I said than I will ever be. And I asked, when is Chicago going to be opening up? Are we going to have the Taste of Chicago, the Beer Fest, the Art Fest, the Jazz Fest, so forth and so on? And she said, somebody said here, sounds like she's saying this is all the community's fault. No, she said this is the community's responsibility. There's a difference between fault and responsibility. Okay, we'll get into that. And so she said, absolutely not. The city of Chicago will not be having any of its festivals this year, maybe 2022. She said there will be no salsa dancing. There will be no dancing of any kind. I put down no salsa dancing because she literally said no salsa dancing as if she knew me personally. I mean, like when she said it, it just really like hit me in the heart. I was like, oh, ma'am, don't say no salsa. So anyways, she said the zoo is opening back up. The parks are opening back up. Movie theaters, museums, and ballparks. However, there will be a very strict and stringent restrictions on those. She said what they're thinking about doing is doing food trucks. You mean the biggest money makers in Chicago, they're not having? Chicago could go bankrupt. That is exactly what I'm telling you. And if you don't think this was a plan, you're not thinking. So she said instead of doing the actual festival, they're thinking about bringing trucks, food trucks into the community. So that's that. So I want to ask you a couple of questions. Well, really one question. Then I'm going to review a couple of different things real quick. Noble Freedom, if you don't text my phone or call my phone today, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. Okay, now, the first thing I want to ask is so I just told you about the what's going on in Chicago. I also wanted to mention to you, I wrote down a few things that I wanted to talk to you about. One in particular is they are no longer accepting cash bail. No longer accepting cash bail in the state of Illinois. Okay? No longer accepting cash bail. The millions and billions. They're saying the amount is between 1 to 10 trillion. I mean, sorry, 1 to 10 billion dollars. That's garbage to taste. Is a lot of local businesses and restaurants. I'm disgusted and saddened for my former town state. Yes, me too. 1 to 10 billion dollars. They cannot seem to get an exact amount, but it's between 1 to 10 billion dollars was raised for the Black Lives Matter organization. And I understand how a lot of people feel when it pertains to black on black crime. Okay, people don't like when I say that, and I'm not going to say anything else about it. I'm just going to say to you, where are the attorneys? Because a lot of people say in response to black on black crime that due to the white supremacist system in which people are in, that is why, there's so much black on black crime. Black people commit crimes against people which they are close to, which is black people. They live in the same community, so forth and so on. So my question is, did the Black Lives Matter with the $1 billion to $10 billion that they raised, did they hire attorneys to go into the court system to help those wrongfully captured black people? So that I just wanted to ask that question. No judgment one way or the other. Just wondering, where is that money going to? Because Mike Brown's father said you owe him $27 million. Because you keep using his son's name in your shit, but you ain't gave him no money. So I just was wondering about that. In other news, we have Maxine Waters, who says she is a part of the counseling community, the agenda, and that she is very aware of what WAP is. However, her coochie probably ain't been wet, unless she's been to Jamaica, of course. But her coochie probably ain't been wet in the last probably 1 or 2 decades. But she is in very big agreement to the WAP. This is one of your grandparents, great-grandparents, on here talking about wet ass pussy. That's your grandmama. That's your great grandmama. Okay. We also have band members in Washington State doing band rehearsal in little tents, in little single individual tents. Did you guys see that? So music is now being muffled. They literally are in little tents practicing music. You can look that video up. Oh, and I wanted to make this disclaimer because I think that people got the wrong message on the last video that I did. I'm not in any way saying that this virus is not real. Of course it's real, because real people are dead, right? Like, real people have died. So of course it's real. It's not real. It's real. People are dying for real. I'm just simply saying to you, they didn't have to die. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that people haven't died. I'm not saying that your pain is an illusion. I'm saying they didn't have to die, is all I'm saying. Okay? Now, I wanted to make sure that I say that. In other news, the Federal Reserve went down, which, as you know, I don't know if you know this, but now you're going to know. The Federal Reserve, with its very interesting fabricated reality, about $3 trillion a day goes through the Federal Reserve. And so they shut down. So that's that. Okay. And then you have men and women's sports. I find it so interesting because I find it interesting because women's rights is the complete and utter separation of women to men. It's a complete and utter separation of pay. It's a complete and utter separation of how we are to be treated as women. We should be treated differently. We should be treated with more kid gloves, because my Me Too movement, the Me Too movement, was basically saying that even if a woman gets drunk and she's high on all these different drugs that she has taken, and she's laying butt ass naked in your bed in the hotel room, or if she has agreed to come to your home, it is the man's responsibility to control his penis and to not have sex with her, even if she said, what she say? What did Halle Berry say in the movie? Halle Berry said, make me feel good. Make me feel good. So even if that's happening, if she is intoxicated, or if she's in emotional distress, she's not even intoxicated, but she's in emotional distress, and she's lying on your bed in your home that she took your car ride to, and she's butt ass naked, coochie all spread out. She done put toothpicks to pin her lips back on the motherfucker. Even then, you are to treat her with kid gloves, because a woman is not smart enough. She's not smart enough. She's not cognitively aware enough. She is not emotionally firm enough to make a decision at any time. And so anyways, so the movement was set up to make sure that women and men were absolutely separate in all ways, shapes, and forms. And so now it's so funny, because now everybody is saying, well, no, if you decide that you are a woman, even in your 6'5", 15-foot shoe wearing 9.5-inch penis self, decides that you feel like you are a woman because somebody who's 1 inch taller than you in height and virtue fucks you in the ass and makes you feel feminine, then all of a sudden you are now a girl, and you have the right to be in the UFC ring, or the WW ring, or on the track meet, or in baseball and softball and this and that and the other with your big 8 woman feeling ass. You have the right to be in there with somebody else's daughter. So I find it very interesting that the women's movement is okay with that. And I guess the response to that is, that they're going to start giving people puberty blockers. People meaning children. So children, I don't know if you know, but you're more than welcome to do your research on this. Children go through puberty. And when you go through puberty, a lot of things change. Penises get bigger. They go from little dicks to, being, actual, they have some little girth in it. The jawline gets stronger. You begin to grow a beard. These are if you are regular dudes, grown biological males. You begin to get facial hair. Your voice gets a little deeper. And that's why it goes to that little change. You ever heard a little 13-year-old boy where he's talking like this and it's going in and out, and you're like, oh, be quiet, you sound weird. But that's because he's actually going through puberty. And so that's what happens to boys. They begin to grow into men. Women, little girls, begin to grow into women. They begin to have breasts. They have a period. As we know, a female cannot get pregnant without her period. I'm making a point here. And so if your period doesn't come, you ain't having no kids. Okay? Your uterus starts doing stuff. Your fallopian tubes start doing stuff. Your ovaries start doing stuff. And so the body is beginning to become a womb, and you become a woman. Okay? And so that's what happens during puberty. And so what they have done in California is what they are trying to pass, I'm going to get back into that. what they are trying to pass is that you can have a puberty blocker, meaning that you, as a child, have the right to say, I do not want to go through that transition of becoming a man or becoming a womb man. I do not want to go through that transition because I don't feel like it, because I don't want to. I don't want the acne, I don't want little bumps on my face. I don't want my voice to crack. I want to continue to talk like this as a boy because I want to be able to sing like John Legend for the rest of my life. I want to be able to talk like this because I find it to be easier this way. I don't want my voice to get deep like that. I don't want to sound like no man. You know what I'm saying? I want to talk like that. And so they decided that they want to give out these puberty blockers. But what I want you to understand is that puberty blockers are irreversible. It's irreversible. Once you do that, you cannot go back from my research. They are also saying that they do not want parents to be able to come in and say no. They want it to be a situation where they can take your children away if you stand in the way of them getting puberty blockers and also irreversible surgery, meaning cutting off their penises and doing some kind of funny business with their vagine. Okay? I really do think that this is a small dick problem, because any man with a big dick does not want his dick cut off. Most men with a big dick will say, well, let's not get crazy. How about I tuck it? Look, my battery about to die. How about I tuck my dick and then I can put some titties on top? But we ain't gonna cut off 10 inches. That's just too much. We ain't gonna do that. And we're not gonna cut off 10 inches. And that's just that. I think that's just too much. I think that's too much. I really think that this has become a little dick people's problem. And even a little dick compared to a child's dick is big. I'm just trying to tell you what I'm thinking. I really think that this is a little dick person's problem. Now, being that I am in a relationship where I can, I can buy toys and I can get any size I want, I don't have this problem. We don't have this problem in our relationship. So I feel sorry for those of you who have, somebody say, Auntie, no, I'm telling you the truth today because I'm sick of this shit. Okay? I'm sick of it. So they do have, I've done a little research, they do have penis extensions that you can buy in the sex store or on the sex store web. They have something called penis extensions. It is my strong advisement that you go get a penis extension so you can stop fucking around with these children. Okay? That's my suggestion. Go get you one. It's like a cap. You have the penis and then it's like a cap that you put on and then it extends the penis, for the pleasure of whom it is that you are having intercourse with. Okay? And so there's that. So, that's if you're having those kinds of problems. If you're not having those kind of problems, good for you. But I'm sure that you do not have big dick Negroes, white or black, it doesn't matter, or Hispanic or whatever. Negroes, I'm just saying big dick males. I'm sure that you do not have big dick males willing to readily sacrifice their penises on the board of the charcuterie board is what I want to say, on the charcuterie board of this puberty blocker bullshit. Okay, that's just my personal opinion. All right, now The reason why you have these things going on with puberty blockers and genitalia reassignment happening at such a young age is because, as you've already heard, there is a very serious concern with how many people are on the planet. The concern is that, there's too many people, the earth can't handle it, the nature cannot handle it, there's too much gas, cows are farting too much, and it's too hot, and I ain't felt it hot in Chicago yet, but that's all right. It's too hot, and there's a lot of different things that are going on, which is why they want to lessen the amount of persons on the planet. But I want to propose to you that there is power in numbers. And so you get enough people who are saying, no, 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 I just won't go. Then you'll have a bigger problem. But if you have only one of me and one of you, that's a very small problem. But if you start getting into the millions and the millions and the millions, and they start saying, well, wait a minute, I thought I felt one way, but now I'm doing some research and I think I'm changing my mind. It is that kind of thing that they're trying to get rid of. And so what you have in pop culture is the Planned Parenthood type of idea. And this Planned Parenthood type of idea is that you have planned your parenthood. And we know that a lot of parenting is not necessarily planned. And so it's really kind of like a trick on words. It's saying, well, I didn't plan this to happen. And so since I had this accident, then I'm going to get rid of it. But that's a little bit of a trick, because basically what it's saying is that it's okay to keep having accidents. That's the problem. The problem is that it is a get out of jail free card every time you go rob the liquor store. That's the problem. And the problem is that we're not talking about why you're robbing the liquor store. We're just saying, oh, go ahead and rob it, and then we'll just get you out. That's the problem. I need to know why you're robbing the liquor store. Are you robbing the liquor store because you're hungry? Are you robbing the liquor store because you're trying to get food for your children? Are you robbing the liquor store because you're trying to feed your grandmother? Are you robbing the liquor store because you got to buy some things and sell them on the block so that you can pay your electrical bill? Are you robbing the liquor store because you're angry? Are you robbing the liquor store because you feel that you have the right to? Are you robbing the liquor store because you are emboldened? Are you robbing the liquor store because the gang that you're trying to get into said, you better rob that liquor store or you can't get in this gang? Why are you robbing the liquor store? Why do you keep fucking? If you know you don't want to get pregnant, if you know you don't want to have a child, if you are a man and you don't want to be a father at this time, why are you inserting your penis into somebody's vagina, causing a reaction that you know good and goddamn well it's going to cause? That's the question that you need to be asking. You keep asking the wrong questions and providing the wrong solutions. The solution is not, let's hurry up and get you out of jail. The solution is, why do you do it in the first place? What are you doing? What's wrong? Is something going on? Okay. Now, I find it very interesting that when you are told that hydrochloroquine, or whatever it's called, is or can be used to help with the virus, you don't use it or find something wrong with it. But they tell you that there are puberty blockers that literally stopping the natural manifestation, migration, morphism, if you will, of the human body, you'll take that shit and give it to your children. But you don't have any type of scientific research done on this faggot shit. This is ridiculous. This is the most unrealistic, foolish dikery I've ever heard of. This is beyond, this is not just, listen to me. I'm going to tell y'all a secret. I'm in a relationship with a female. And that makes me, by definition, lesbian. That also puts me into the LGBT community, right? So technically, even though I deny it, technically, I am a part of the LGBT community because I'm one of the letters. Okay. Now, I'm telling you, as a part of the LGBT community, I'm telling you that this shit makes no sense. This has nothing to do with same gender loving. Nothing. Same gender loving has nothing to do with puberty, because ain't no real lesbian trying to fuck a child. Nobody wants to have sex. This is not a gay thing. No adult gay person who is in their right mind wants to have sex with a little girl. It's not a turn on. Okay? It's not a turn on. No grown ass man who enjoys grown ass activity with another man wants to have sex with a little boy. It's not a turn on. It doesn't do anything. It's nasty. It doesn't. So please don't join this nasty shit with homosexuality, because it's not the same thing. Okay? So I just wanted to give you that small little secret there, because I know a lot of you people are wondering what is going on. Okay? So you have that. I wanted to also ask you this question as it pertains to the puberty blockers and those not being reversible. You cannot reverse these puberty blockers. I want you to go into the jails. Go into the jails and ask the persons in the jail. Ask the persons in the jail if those who've been in jail since they were like 12 or 13 or 14 years old. Ask them if they would like to reverse the mistakes that they've made. Ask them if they'd like to have a second chance. Ask them if they could have done, if they'd like to do things differently, if they'd like to get out on parole, if they'd like to get out on probation. Ask them. Ask them. Those who did something at the age of 14 and were sentenced to 50 years in jail. Ask them about halfway through their sentence if they would like to change that. I'm sure most of them would say, absolutely, yes, give me another chance. I've already did, when I did a video a long time ago, I'm going to try to find it and repost it. I did a video about Dwayne Wade's son. I talked about how the brain is not cognitively developed at that time on purpose. It's not cognitively developed. You cannot make those kind of decisions. You just can't. You cannot make decisions on your gender. You cannot, you can barely make decisions on what you want to be for the rest of your life. You literally, how many of us wanted to be a veterinarian? How many of us wanted to be a firefighter? How many of us wanted to be a doctor? How many of us wanted to be, so when you're children, of course you want to do a whole bunch of stuff. So, I'm sure at one point all of us had questioned whether we wanted to be a different gender at one point in our lives or something weird like that. Sigmund Freud talks a lot about, you guys should research Sigmund Freud. He talks a lot about how children want to be their opposite parents' mate when they're children. And so if you don't go through puberty, then you are not developing cognitively to get out of that system of thinking. Somebody said on here, what does puberty blockers have to do with COVID vaccine? I didn't say anything about the COVID vaccine. So if you can't follow along, and I'm talking very slowly, and I'm not even yelling. If you can't follow along, then get off this live. That's your best bet. Because I'm not going to sit up here and play games with y'all no more. I'm being very, very, we're talking very slowly. It ain't too much yelling going on. There's some cussing going on. But if you can't follow along with this live, then you must have had a puberty blocker already. And you're not able to follow along. Okay? All right. Now, so Sigmund Freud talks about the obsession that children have with the opposite sex, with their parents of the opposite sex, and that as you grow, see, with maturity comes wisdom. And it seems to me that they don't want anyone to be wise. I'm going to close now with a couple of things. One, I want to talk to you about this woke education. Woke education, which is a organization that has been funded by Gates, said that math is racist. Look it up. There's an actual video and an interview, a video interview. Face through tomboy, that did make me a boy, and it suggested I wasn't female. There's an actual interview, a videoed interview of one of these people who is actually a white person. She's a white lady. I don't know if she identifies as lady. She's a white being. Let me say that, okay? And she said that math is racist. She said that 2 plus 2 may not be 4. 2 plus 2 may be 5. Because math as we know it is racist because it does not make room for objective reality. I'll say that again. I find it to be amusing. Math is racist because it leaves no room for objective reality. I want to tell you something real quick. The universe is mathematical. The universe is mathematical. The universe is exact for a reason. If you're not exact, this earth would not spin on its axis. You cannot have fluctuation in numbers. Period. Children, houses, phases about this, the job. Wait, hold on. Too many comments coming in at one time. Okay, so anyways, the universe will not spin on its axis if you are not exact to the I don't even know what's smaller than a millimeter. I don't even know. You cannot have a bunch of different objective realities in math. You cannot. You can have different variances, but even with that, you will always come to the exact equation or the exact answer of the equation, and you can just place in different variances to get the same exact answer. You are playing with big ass fire when you start saying that math is not exact. No mathematician is going to go for that shit. Everything is based on math. Everything. Money, science, music. So anyways, if y'all want to sit up here and normalize complete and utter foolishness, then you do that. Because the next thing that's going to happen is they're going to say, well, black people don't have to learn to do math because it's racist. So they're going to literally make being stupid, dumb, ignorant as fuck. They're going to make that shit be okay because being smart is racist. Then you're going to wonder why you can't get the jobs. Then you're going to wonder why you can't compete. Then you're going to worry about, oh, well, I'm not making any money, so you got to give me as much money as you give that other person. But no, bitch, because you think 2 + 2 = 5. We ain't giving you shit. My last point here is that in California, well, no, I'm sorry, I have 2 points, and I'm going to make them real quick. The first point, California is just passed a law that if you are within 10 years or less within the age of the person whom you molested, that is no longer called molestation. So if you are, if you're 21 years old and you molest someone who is 11 years old, you will no longer be charged with molestation. That's what that means. Okay? That law has just been passed in California. If you're 14 and the other person is 24 years old, then you're going to be safe. Okay, there's that. Then finally, you have millionaires and billionaires and royals telling you that they have suffered 110% racism and oppression as they are on their yachts eating caviar with their scrambled eggs and government cheese. I find it to be very, very interesting. And it is somewhat insulting, but I keep telling you guys that all the time. I keep telling you that you're listening to people who don't have the same problems that you have. And now they're going to tell you that, yes, we have the same problems, but honey, you don't have the same problems. Your nigga ain't in jail. Your nigga ain't on the street trying to make ends meet. You don't work at Walmart. You are not trying to get your updated driver's license or your renewed identification card so that you can go get a job at Target. You are not dealing with the same things that other people are dealing with. And so what you should do is take the privilege that you do have, and that's okay that you have it. Take the good privilege that you do have and try to use it to help the people who are truly dealing with some real shit that you are trying so hard to amplify. That is your best bet. If you want to talk about postpartum, then let's talk about that. We can talk about postpartum. We can also talk about the fact that you were racially mistreated, or you were racially prejudicedly, excuse me, that's a better word. You were prejudicedly not wanted in the over there in the European people, and people didn't want you in their palace. Okay, that's fair. She probably didn't want your black ass or half black ass over there. Even though your black mama, her shit is together, your white daddy is a piece of shit. So the queen said, I don't want this type of scandal in our little situation here. We are royals, huh? And I told you, Meghan Markle, I already did a video talking about how your coochie must be real good because Harry done left the whole palace for your ass. So I'm not in any way against you. I think this is absolutely wonderful, and I think it's fantastic. But the queen said, who is this hoe? Black, white, or half white, black, whatever, who fucking cares? Who is this hoe, and what is she bringing to the table? Who are you? Do you have a PhD? Do you have a master's degree? Do you own your own business? Do you own property? Where do you come from? What is this hoe, I bet you this bitch would not be allowed to marry Jay-Z's son when he grows up. I bet you she wouldn't be able to, if she was a man, I bet you she wouldn't be able to even get close to Lori Harvey, because you got to have a whole lot of money to get in that coochie, even though several people have already been in it. If every new car you buy depreciates by 30% once you drive it off the lot, that bitch, her coochie, 30% depreciation, somebody do the math, 30% depreciation times let's say 10 people. What's 30% depreciation times 30? I mean, times 10. Bitch, your coochie is inside out at this point. Literally, we're looking at the inside of it on the outside. This is your coochie. This is it. So we're not talking about whether you're black or white. We're talking about the fact that you don't come from anything in particular. You're not a royal. You're not even a royal in America. You're just a regular chick whose daddy is an alcoholic who you don't even talk to. You don't even talk to your own daddy. And so the grandmother, which is the queen there, said, well, who's this wench? Who's this wench that you done brought in here that don't own a goddamn thing? We don't know nothing about this bitch. She done been on a couple, 2, 3 McDonald's commercials. We don't know anything about this hoe. Who is she? You trying to bring her into the royal family? We don't know this hoe. Yes, I understand, Harry, that her coochie was really good. I'm sure that it just knocked your socks off. I'm sure that it was absolutely fantastic. But she has already been divorced one time. She's already been divorced. She does not come from anything, any kind of pedigree or anything like that. What are we doing here? That's what anybody would ask, whether she was white or black. And as a matter of fact, if they were white, I really expect you to have some shit. Ain't no way I'm finna bring in no poor white boy to my mama's house. If you white, you better have a whole bunch of shit. So I can say, well, wait a minute, mother. He owns, 25,000 acres over in Arkansas or whatever. You better have a whole bunch of shit if you white. She don't have shit, from what I know, except some good coochie. And I'm not against it. I'm just saying, don't get mad because the lady said, who the hell are you when you came up there to her house talking about you want to be white? That's all I'm saying. Okay, my phone is ringing. Let me decline that. Oh, okay. So anyways, I'm getting off this thing. I've been on here for a long time. I don't even know what you're talking about, but this is interesting. Okay, well, hopefully you'll catch up. So anyways, I love you guys very much. You guys have a very good day. I just wanted to bring a couple of those things to you for your knowings. I wanted you to talk about that. I really have been trying to figure out what's going on here in my own city. I'm not just talking a gang of shit. I am trying to do some research and some fixings of my own. And then I wanted to give you some things that you need to talk about amongst yourselves and figure out for yourself how you're going to do it. I certainly do not want my grandmother talking about her wet ass pussy, or mine for that matter. Okay? I don't want a lot of this shit going on. I don't want little boys to grow up with little dicks. I don't want that. I don't want little girls to grow up without teeth and, without fallopian tubes and with no uterus and all that kind of shit. I don't want that. I really don't. I want people to be able to go through the growth stage as they are supposed to go through it. Okay? I don't want for the city in which I love and adore to be the number one in racketeering and in bribery and in extortion and all that kind of stuff. I don't want people who have flowers and shit put out in front of them as they walk telling me about some bitch who's oppressed over in Houston, Texas. I don't want that. I don't want that. I just don't want it. I don't want for the people who practice band, who go to band practice, to have to practice inside of a tent. I don't want for them to have mask on. They have a mask on and then they pop a hole in it. They pop a hole in the mask and put the flute inside the mask where they got the mask on and they got a hole right here for the flute. I don't want that. I don't want for children to be sitting on the floor in kindergarten inside of a hula hoop and to be told they cannot go outside of this circle. You're talking about being caught in the box. I don't want that. And you shouldn't want it either. But you know what? I'm no longer associating myself with a bunch of people who think 2 + 2 = 5. So if you don't agree, You don't fucking have to. That is the beauty of freedom. That is the beauty of all of this thing here that we have in this country and all this other kind of stuff. You ain't got to agree with me, but I'm gonna tell you one thing. Y'all think it's cute to come on here and say outlandish, ridiculous things to me personally, and I guess you think it's really doing something. It ain't doing shit but getting you blocked. You'll just never see me again unless you build up another account. But that stupidity itches at your ass so much that even in your other account that you're just trying to be nosy on, even in that account, you'll end up saying something stupid. Then you're going to get blocked again. Isn't that crazy? It's crazy. You literally, you can't stop yourself. You can't stop yourself. You literally are itching at the ass like a booty hole full of dookie. That's what you're doing. And I feel sorry for you. What my suggestion is that you go get in the tub, put a little cap full of bleach. Put you some Epsom salt in there for the hemorrhoids. Put some Epsom salt in there. They have Epsom salt infused with lavender. They have Epsom salt infused with rose oil. They have all kinds of different things. You can also buy separate essential oils that you can put in your bathtub. Even if you're Epsom salt, you can't find Epsom salt that has been infused. And so you can put that in your bath water, okay? And put the cap full of bleach in there. Some of you need to put a little bit of ammonia, not too much because you don't want it to burn. Put a little bit of ammonia in your bath water as well. And sit your punk ass in that shit. Because that is the only type of soothing that you will get. Because you ain't gonna get it from me, because I don't give a fuck nothing about what you're talking about. I really don't. If you really think that shutting down the entire country and keeping children out of school and filling them with a bunch of propaganda and all this other kind of old weird shit, wearing masks, you can't breathe. They told you motherfuckers it was going to be 2 weeks. They done turned into a whole year. They have shut down all festivals. So the lady told me verbatim that the bottom line is we're pretty much going to be shut down for another year. That's what she said. She said, oh, no, you ain't going to have no festivals this year. So that's 2 years. That's 2 years of no money for these people. That's 2 years. And you want to sit up here and tell me, what are you trying to tell me? And all I'm telling you is that the people in your family that died did not have to die. That's all I'm saying. They didn't have to die. I'm not saying it's not real. I'm just telling you they really didn't have to die. And it's a damn shame that you motherfuckers are not demanding, even in your grief, you are not demanding things be changed. So I don't know if this live is going to be saved or not, because I done said a whole bunch of cuss words, but I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. I've had enough. Come on, let's get pregnant. Let's get pregnant. Hey, what I can. Hey. Download my app, McGloverable. You can search Meghan McGlover. Keep calling me. All kind of bitches being called. All kind of bitches being called, but I love it. Y'all have a good day. I gotta get on this computer. I have a lot of work to do for the rest of my day. Big up, big up, big up. You know, I have lots, so people always think that, you know, they come to me and start talking, and I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. You sound like you said toilet paper. Like, I don't know what you said. When you're down, hey! Just one come kick the town, and I would make you I'm leaving. Bye, guys.